it's turning into another Afghanistan. And it's really time for the Pentagon to really sit down and think, what is the ultimate goal? There's no strategy for victory. There's no exit strategy. And it's time to really be serious about what's going on. The conflict that is going to rip Europe apart if it doesn't stop very soon.
Well, it looks like someone other than Tucker Carlson is against the war in Ukraine. You know, guys, I'm starting to smell that the winds of change are blowing, especially from European media. But before I say that, I'd like to mention that I kind of like the way that woman talked. She kind of talked like comedian Jim Brewer did back in the 90s.
To really sit down and think.
So I appreciate that little flashback to 90s comedy. But so anyways, is the media tide turning? A little bit here, guys, and especially with this new round of leaks that sort of proves, depending how you want to look at it, that essentially this is sort of a fool's errand. Now, a lot of people are thinking that these leaked documents were possibly done on purpose. It's sort of like, again, this sort of 3D chess thing that, like, okay, well, now we're going to say that, yeah, they're definitely losing, but that means that then the United States is going to have to enter the war. Maybe this could be one of those rare examples of 3D chess, but to be honest, is that really necessary? Because at any point during this madness that's the war in Ukraine, this completely unnecessary slaughter of people on both sides, they could have just sent people in. We have to remember that due to goofy presidential powers and loopholes, really at any time, if someone was hungry for World War III and they had the president's pen, they could more or less make it happen. So I don't really think that, again, 3D chess is necessary to kind of force the United States to go in there because now we have proof that they're losing. That just doesn't make sense, like bureaucratically or logistically. I don't know about that. I think it's more of their off-ramp. I think I've already made 2 videos of potential off-ramps. And if the documents weren't like legit leaked, if they were legit leaked because someone was like, oh man, what are we doing here? This is evil. I have to bring this to the attention of the public. And if I show the public, well then, hey, that means then they're going to have to cut support and maybe less people will die. So anyways, if this was leaked possibly on purpose, then it looks more to me like perhaps the simplest option is that this is the off-ramp. That, actually we were misinformed, or that actually, someone sort of lied us down this road, but we're not really sure. Because remember, it's still going to be really hard to prove, because essentially, okay, all the talking heads, your Lloyd Austin, your Blinkens, your these other people, they can all just say, well, I was given information on a piece of paper that said the opposite, and so we had different intel and blah, blah, blah. So there's not going to be really any culpability for this. They're not going to really be able to force anyone to, to be accountable for any of this stuff. I think we're looking at, guys, this is a lot more of an off-ramp, because now this sort of gives, at any moment in the near future, the opportunity for someone in Washington to say, we were lied to, we were fooled, this has become a nightmare, we've been tricked, and something with lies means that it doesn't matter that we wasted all this money because lies, and let's just cut it off. That's very much a possibility. Maybe I'm being naive, but that's kind of the way it seems. But again, if this is a legit document leak, then you kind of would have expected maybe the mainstream media to be really hush about it, or to have more of a quiet interpretation of it. Because remember, the mainstream media can, most of the time, just not talk about anything. Especially after they've really taken, I wouldn't say shut down, but really hurt RT. RT was always able to kind of dangle ugly topics in front of their faces and force them to talk about it. RT's a little bit wounded at the moment, so it's not as strong. So yeah, I don't know. If it's a real leaked document, then the person who did it is going to unfortunately have the destiny of Bradley Manning and Snowden and Assange. Well, probably most likely Assange, who really has taken quite a spiritual, mental, and physical beating over these years for revealing the truth there. So if this person, it's a legit whistleblower, God help you, man. You're in for a long, rough haul.